Can you really call it a championship if you had to rip out your own heart to win it? Or is that exactly what separates the desperate from the legendary? The Golden State Warriors are staring into the abyss of mediocrity, 11 wins and 11 losses, treading water in a Western Conference that has left them behind. And now, like a siren song from the depths of basketball hell, comes a trade proposal so seductive and so devastating that it threatens to tear apart everything this franchise has built over the past decade. Anthony Davis, the unicorn big man who could theoretically solve every problem the Warriors have, is available. But the cost isn't just draft picks or young players. The cost is Draymond Green, the soul of 4 championships, the defensive heartbeat, the emotional core of the greatest dynasty of the modern era. Let me be absolutely clear about where we are right now. December 4th, 2025. The Dallas Mavericks are in complete freefall. Their general manager, Nico Harrison, was fired last month after the catastrophic trade that sent Luka Doncic to the Lakers in exchange for Anthony Davis backfired spectacularly. Dallas is losing. Davis has been injured, and the new front office regime has zero loyalty to the previous administration's decisions. They're looking at a 32-year-old superstar with a $54 million salary and a medical file thicker than a phone book, and they're ready to cut their losses. That reality, that willingness to sell, has created an opening that didn't exist a month ago. The proposal, as outlined today by heavy sports-based analysis from Clutch Points, is as straightforward as it is soul-crushing. The Warriors would send Draymond Green, Jonathan Kuminga, Buddy Hield, Gue Santos, and multiple first-round picks to Dallas in exchange for Anthony Davis. On paper, it's a blockbuster that instantly transforms Golden State into a legitimate championship contender. In reality, it's a Faustian bargain that asks the Warriors to sacrifice their identity for a chance at glory. Anthony Davis defensive highlights. Let's start with why Anthony Davis makes sense, because the basketball case is actually compelling. The Warriors have been searching for a legitimate rim protector and interior presence for years. They've cycled through Kevin Looney, who's undersized and limited offensively. They've tried James Wiseman, who was a disaster. They've experimented with small ball lineups that get destroyed by physical teams in the playoffs. Anthony Davis solves all of that instantly. He's one of the 5 best defensive players in basketball when healthy. A rim protector who can switch onto guards. A shot blocker who alters everything in the paint. Defensively, he's exactly what the Warriors need. But it's the offensive fit that makes this proposal truly tantalizing. Imagine the pick and roll between Stephen Curry and Anthony Davis. Curry coming off a screen with Davis rolling to the rim. Defenders having to choose between the greatest shooter in history and a 7-footer who can finish above the rim or step out and hit the mid-range jumper. It would be absolutely unguardable. The spacing would be perfect. The reads would be simple. And with Jimmy Butler already on this roster in this scenario, you'd have a big 3 of Curry, Butler, and Davis that would rival any trio in the league. The analysis from Keith Watkins at Heavy Sports lays it out perfectly. Put that skill set next to Stephen Curry, and defenders start to feel pulled in opposite directions. The floor opens up. The reads get cleaner. Davis in the dunker spot, while Curry runs pick and roll on the other side. Davis posting up while Curry relocates for a 3. The defensive attention that Davis commands in the paint would create the cleanest looks Curry has had in years. And on the other end, Davis protecting the rim with Butler and Andrew Wiggins on the wings would give the Warriors a defensive identity they haven't had since their peak years. Stephen Curry pick and roll. So why isn't this a slam dunk? Why isn't Mike Dunleavy Jr. already on the phone making this deal happen? Because the cost is Draymond Green, and losing Draymond Green isn't just losing a player. It's losing the Warriors' identity. It's losing the guy who makes all the reads, who quarterbacks the defense, who holds everyone accountable, who has a telepathic connection with Curry that makes the entire system work. Draymond is the reason the Warriors' motion offense functions. He's the screener, the passer, the decision-maker who keeps the ball moving and finds the open man. His basketball IQ is off the charts. His leadership is irreplaceable. And here's the uncomfortable truth that the analytics crowd doesn't want to acknowledge. Chemistry matters. Continuity matters. The Warriors won 4 championships because Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green understood each other, a level that transcended basketball. They knew each other's tendencies, their spots, their timing. They trusted each other completely. Curry and Draymond have been running the same two-man game for over a decade. You can't just plug Anthony Davis into that role and expect it to work the same way. Davis is a completely different player with a completely different skill set. The adjustment period would be significant. And at Curry's age, you don't have time for adjustment periods. There's also the elephant in the room that everyone is dancing around. Anthony Davis cannot stay healthy. Over the past 5 seasons, Davis has missed significant time almost every year. He's had ankle injuries, knee injuries, back injuries, shoulder injuries. He's one of the most talented players in the league, but he's also one of the most fragile. The Warriors will be trading proven durability and availability in Draymond Green for a player who might give you 60 games if you're lucky. And if Davis goes down in the playoffs, if he suffers another injury at the worst possible time, the Warriors would have gutted their roster and destroyed their chemistry for nothing. Draymond Green defensive plays. Let's talk about what Dallas would be getting, because this is a salary dump. This is Dallas rebuilding on the fly. Jonathan Kuminga is a 22-year-old wing with all-star potential, exactly the kind of young building block a rebuilding team wants. Buddy Hield is an expiring contract who could be flipped at the deadline for more assets. The multiple first-round picks give Dallas the ammunition to continue rebuilding. And Draymond Green, even at 35 years old, could be a veteran leader and culture setter for a young Dallas team, or he could be flipped to a contender at the deadline for even more picks. From Dallas's perspective, this is a haul that makes sense if they've decided Davis isn't part of their future. But from Golden State's perspective, this is the ultimate gamble. You're betting that Anthony Davis stays healthy. You're betting that the chemistry with Curry develops quickly. You're betting that losing Draymond's leadership and defensive quarterbacking doesn't destroy the system. You're betting that Kuminga, who's been developing nicely, doesn't become a star in Dallas while Davis is sitting on an injury report. You're betting everything on one final championship run with a core that will be completely different from the one that won 4 titles. The analysis from Heavy Sports acknowledges this tension. Moving Green isn't just a roster move, it's a seismic identity shift. And that's exactly right. This isn't like trading a role player or even trading a star. This is trading the heart and soul of your franchise, the guy who embodies everything the Warriors have been about for the past decade. It's asking Stephen Curry to play with a completely different partner, to learn a completely different system, to sacrifice the comfort and familiarity that has defined his career. And it's asking the fan base to accept that loyalty and continuity matter less than talent and potential. Golden State Warriors championship core. Here's where I land on this. I understand the appeal. I understand why, on paper, Anthony Davis makes the Warriors instant title favorites. I understand that Draymond is declining, that his offensive limitations are becoming more pronounced, that his emotional outbursts sometimes hurt more than they help. I understand that the Warriors are stuck in mediocrity and need to do something dramatic to break out. But I also believe that some things are more important than maximizing talent on a spreadsheet. I believe that chemistry and continuity and shared history matter. I believe that Draymond Green has earned the right to finish his career in a Warriors uniform. And I believe that the risk of Davis getting injured and this entire gamble blowing up in their faces is too high. If the Warriors make this trade and win a championship, it will be the most bittersweet title in franchise history. They'll have sacrificed their soul to get it. They'll have proven that loyalty is just a word and that everyone is expendable if the price is right. And if they make this trade and Davis gets hurt, if they flame out in the second round while Kuminga is blossoming in Dallas, it will be the worst decision in franchise history. It will be the move that wasted the final years of Curry's prime and destroyed the legacy of the dynasty. The clock is ticking. The Warriors are 11-11 and running out of time to make a move that changes their trajectory. Anthony Davis is available, and the new front office in Dallas is ready to deal. Mike Dunleavy Jr. has to decide whether he's willing to blow up the house to build a palace, whether he's willing to trade the heart of the franchise for one more shot at glory. It's the kind of decision that defines careers and legacies. Mike Dunleavy Jr., Warriors GM. And here's the thing that keeps me up at night about this proposal. What if it works? What if Davis stays healthy? What if the chemistry clicks immediately? What if the Warriors steamroll through the playoffs with Curry, Butler, and Davis and win the championship? Would that validate the decision to trade Draymond? Would it prove that sentimentality has no place in championship-level decision-making? Or would it just prove that sometimes you can sell your soul and still get what you want, even if the cost is too high? The Warriors have built their dynasty on a foundation of loyalty, continuity, and shared sacrifice. Draymond Green took less money to keep the core together. He sacrificed individual accolades to play the dirty work that doesn't show up in box scores. He's been the emotional leader through 4 championships and countless battles. Trading him for Anthony Davis would be a betrayal of everything the franchise has claimed to stand for. But it might also be the only way to win a 5th championship before Curry retires. This is a defining decision of the post-dynasty era. This is the moment where the Warriors have to choose between their past and their future, between loyalty and pragmatism, between the soul of the franchise and one final shot at glory. There's no right answer. There's only the choice and the consequences that come with it. So what do you think? Should the Warriors trade Draymond Green for Anthony Davis and bet everything on one final championship run? Or is the cost too high and the risk too great? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if this decision is tearing you apart the way it's tearing me apart, hit that like button, because this is the most important trade debate of the season.